Hello, I'm Tim Piper, Executive Director of Information Technology and Chief Information Officer for Growmark. We're an agricultural cooperative serving customers in 23 states and Ontario, Canada. Growmark has been an AgGateway member since the organization's formation in 2005. At Growmark, we work hard at creating the most efficient business operations possible. Creating an efficient flow of information across our entire supply chain and using that information to improve the services we offer our customers is a key corporate strategy. We've participated in several successful AgGateway projects, including the Accelerated Electronic Connectivity Project for the crop protection industry, the Seed Connectivity Project, and the Crop Nutrition Connectivity Project. Each of these projects has resulted in improved business processes and customer service improvements for Growmark. To better understand how well these projects work, let's hear from the people involved. Ann Moody, Seed Operations Manager, has seen faster processing of seed orders, more accurate order placement, and reduced man hours with the Seed Connectivity Project. Ann?
Seed is very complex. We have a lot of new seed item numbers every year. So that in and of itself is a lot for people to manage that are handling seed products and doing business with seed. When we send a load of seed from one of our seed plants to one of our member companies for them to sell, we obviously have to physically move the seed. When we do that, the paperwork goes with that truck of seed, showing who it was shipped from, where it was shipped to, the quantities by each individual item number on that load. And for seed corn, that could be 20 plus item numbers on one load of seed corn. So then when that gets to the local retailer, and they have to sit down, in the old days, they had to sit down and take that piece of paper that came with that truck and manually key in every line that was on that order. So they had to try to match up in their system the same information that came in on that paperwork. Well, now with the new method of doing it, they in their computer system click a button and it brings that whole sheet of paper essentially electronically into their system. I think one of the biggest benefits is more efficient use of people. So now we have time to focus on other things.
Thanks, Ann. Now let's hear from Joe Dillier. Joe is Director of Plant Food and manages Growmark's supply position. It's critical that he know exactly where Growmark stands at any given time during the day. Joe?
Pricing is changing from day to day. It's changing through the day. And so knowing exactly how much inventory you have in a terminal or on a supply contract is pretty critical to knowing how much you've got to be able to sell at any one point in time. You as the customer want to know whether you can buy from me right now. And so for me to be able to answer that question, I need to have from my producers, suppliers, I need to have as real-time, as current information as I can possibly get, because otherwise we're kind of in limbo waiting on information. And the way the business works today, it's critical to get this real-time information. As a commercial person, my perspective is it ties folks together electronically. So in particular, in our case, it's tying producers and suppliers together with the wholesaler, who is Growmark. Then we have our own tie to our members, electronic ties to our members, so that we can get information rapidly, so that we can get one-time entry of information. If we purchase a contract from a supplier who's on CNC, we would generally see that contract electronically. We don't have to take our time and re-enter that contract into our system. It makes our back office operations, if you will, order processing, paper processing, invoices, all that, contract processing, status, it makes all that much more automated, much more real-time, much quicker, much more efficient, in other words. It's a big deal for us. And as we move forward, as we continue to grow, we're trying to grow our business, and we have grown the business. And as we continue to move forward, you know, we want to be tied to folks who are on this, because it kind of puts people who aren't on it at a disadvantage.
Thank you, Joe. Now let me introduce you to John Speldy. John is IT Project Planning Manager, and he strongly believes that industry-wide collaboration improves the efficiency of our solution implementations. John?
The benefits that we get from an IT perspective kind of are threefold. I think one, there's the communication with our partners. With us standardizing on XML messaging engine, it's allowed us to build that connection once with the partners, and once it's done, we can reuse that across any projects we do with them. So there's been quite a considerable time savings there. The standardization that we get through the AgGIS directory from the AgGateway is that it provides one common database that all trading partners use. So it saves us considerable time in our IT systems from having to code separate reference files with each trading partner. So one, you're getting input from all the trading partners, and we come up with one standard across that so that order number means the same thing to all trading partners, that you're not building different data sets for these projects. AgGateway serves as our, there's a big, with social networking today, and Facebook and whatnot. AgGateway kind of serves that purpose for us in the agricultural industry, and that it allows us to get to know all these individuals at a personal and professional level, and so you feel comfortable if you need to get an answer to a question in terms of just picking up the phone and giving them a call.
Thank you, John. Now let's hear from Keith Milburn. Keith is Director of Information Management Solutions, and he will be representing us on two new councils, the Ag Retail Council and the Precision Ag Council. Let's hear what Keith hopes to accomplish in these two new councils. Keith?
What we're expecting from the Retail Council is a perspective from the retail actually point of view. A lot of the councils are looking from the manufacturers or the vendors, and the Retail Council gives us a glimpse of actually what happens with the grower and look at the business that is transacted on behalf of the retail with the grower, as well as how that information flows back up through the supply chain, through the actual retail member and up to the vendor. One of the benefits is obviously that we see from the retail perspective is a lot of this information and market intelligence comes from the vendor to the actual retail member. Extending that onto the grower and making that easier to do business is very important as we go forward. As we look forward to the Retail Council, we're seeing that maybe we can develop some standards, some policies and procedures that were in place that can be used across all the retails to better use that information, make better use of that information, automate that information, resulting in less administrative time at the retail level, but also speeding that data delivery back up through the chain. I've been involved in the precision ag industry for 15-20 years, and that developing the standards and sharing that information has always been something that has been talked about, but always out of grasp, of trying to get all the different suppliers, all the different pieces and parts together, all the different players in the market to develop a standard communication protocol or a standard data format that would pass information along from one system to another system. That information will flow a lot easier from software provider to software provider, equipment manufacturer to equipment manufacturer, from a certain type of combine in the field to a certain type of applicator, back through the different software vendors. For the industry, it's a big win that we're trying to make things easier for those that want to utilize our technology. I think developing these standards will allow us and the technology to really make great strides in the years to come.
Why did we need AgGateway to accomplish these improvements in our business processes? AgGateway Council structure provides an industry-wide forum unique to each line of business. Aggie standards are proven standards that can be leveraged or expanded upon by each council. Many independent software vendors participate in standard setting and implementation projects. AgGateway provides a forum for software customers to define their requirements. AgGateway project management methodology has proven to be successful. Well-managed industry-wide collaboration decreases overall time to implement and produces benefits quickly. Growmark is a firm believer in AgGateway's collaborative strategy of enabling ag industry businesses to improve the efficiency of their operations through definition and implementation of standard identifiers and business transaction message formats. The time saved as a result of improved business practices can be devoted to providing higher value customer service. Thank you for listening to why Growmark values its membership in AgGateway and is an active member. As you consider joining AgGateway, we hope you consider some of the points we've made. We believe you'll find value for your organization as well.